Hey there, Gemini. Johnny Alchemy here. Thank you again for joining me on my channel. We will be doing the end of December tarot card reading for you. So let's jump right in. Let's see. Okay. And as always, this is going to be a general reading. So take what resonates, leave what does not. And as always, this is supposed to raise your awareness to help you make the best decisions possible in your life to manifest the life and outcomes that you want. So okay. Awesome. Okay, let's talk about your distant and recent past. So distant past, some of you. We got the Devil card. Let's start there, talking about major arcana. So really dealing with any of the darker thoughts, obsessions, vices that that exists in all of us. You know, that Devil card is really asking you to face your shadow in a certain sense. In the past, or I want to say this is long-term past, being a major arcana for some of you, you've really had to face that shadow and take care of yourself. And some of these other cards, which I will touch upon, I really feel like you have done the work. It could be in health, it could be in your finances and stuff like that too. I see with some of these pentacles, but here's really facing your shadow and coming to terms with that. I say that because we got the Knight of Pentacles as well. Knight of Pentacles really works on their home life. So here's really, I really see it as you're just working on yourself. You really did what was needed to work on yourself, to heal yourself, to find abundance and to grow and work with what you got, to really accept what you have, you know, and make the best of it. You know, it's funny, you see the blackness, the darkness, you know, of the Devil card here. And what color is the horse that the Knight of Pentacles rides? Is the black horse, you know? So here it's saying that you use your darkness to move forward. You use your darkness to benefit you, you know, and stuff like that. So you make the best of it. I also see here the Seven of Pentacles as well. As I said, working on yourself, you know, this is very much that that idea of like you're investing in something. You know, you did a lot of farm work with this, as this person has. You know, you've worked with the ground, and now you're starting to see the fruits of your labors. You're starting to see you're starting to get back something from how much you've put in. So here there's a big healing journey for some of you by facing your shadow, facing your habits, facing that darker side of yourself, especially if it did affect your health or finances in any way. That just by doing the work, you're starting to see the benefits from it by focusing on yourself and making peace with your shadow, using it to your benefit, accepting yourself, all those wonderful things. So as we move on to your present moment, I see here that honestly a lot of you, we got the Page of Cups here. So here I have a feeling, again, in the reverse, it's saying that you really had just working on yourself now on an emotional level. You know, whether it be finances or health affected you emotionally, or just in a general sense of you just working on yourself, period. You know, it affected your emotions in a way where you are starting to learn and reframe what love means for you, if that makes any sense in terms of self-love. This comes right underneath the Devil card also, but it's saying you're also reframing and relearning some of those emotional triggers, anything that really affects you emotionally. The shadow does that. It screws with our emotions, you know. So reframing that and relearning it in a new way. You know, you're coming into new learning with that. You're learning how those things affect you emotionally, how to answer and deal with those triggers when they come, how to handle your emotions more effectively, and as I said, in a way that benefits you the most. As we move on, we also got the Seven of Cups. As we're ending here, we're getting a lot of cups. So it seems like from doing all this work, there's a lot of emotions coming from all of here. So the Seven of Cups is saying, you know, as you've worked on yourself, whether it be your health, finances, and otherwise, even this is also saying your emotional health as well. As you're doing that, you're starting to figure out what is for you and what is not for you. You know, that Devil card, as I said before, it really is showing you, you know, the darker aspects of your life. And you're starting to realize, you know, how to make sense of that. You're starting to realize who you are and accept who you are even more so. And by doing so, you're able to find out, as I said before, what is in alignment with what you want, what can give you fulfillment, what can give you abundance and health and love, and versus what doesn't. you know? So this being in the center of your reading, you know, is asking you to really fight the illusions, fight and see through the veil that fear has on you, or actually on any of us as humans, you know, the illusion that fear has on all of us, and how much it could really screw up our lives in a certain sense and make us feel a certain way and really distract us and create blockages from understanding who we are and where we're supposed to be in life. Ultimately, I think a lot of you, are really feeling really good about yourself, honestly. I think there's still emotional work that is being done right now, but ultimately, I think you have come to a point where you are starting to feel very attractive. You're starting to feel very magnetic. Also, you just have you may start to feel very charismatic as well, almost like the energy and is like people are being attracted to you. You know, I always see the Queen of Wands like the sun. You know, everyone wants to be out in the sun. You know, everyone wants to play in the sun. Everyone's attracted to that sunny weather. Everyone wants to make the most of it. So here's very much that energy. And I love seeing it too, because you always see that black cat here with the queen, and it's a wonderful imagery because it's always saying that yin and yang, you know, with all this light cannot exist without a little bit of darkness. But here, she has control over her darkness. The darkness is her pet, it's her friend. So here, by understanding and controlling your shadow, that devil card, as I said before, you're able to shine your light brighter. You're able to make friends with it and not let it control you or hurt you anymore. You're able to tame the beast within. And so as we move on, I have a feeling for some of you, Hermit card right underneath there, right underneath that Queen of Wands right there, saying that you have gone through that dark night of the soul. I think this is going to talk about, these next cards are going to talk about your future and outcomes. So here, I think as you continue to go through this process and really unpack things emotionally now, because I could see you're starting to see the physical benefits from it in your life. But now dealing with those final emotions and unpacking those things and understanding what is for you and not meant for you anymore, you're able to find clarity. You're able to find new truth in all of that darkness. You know, this hermit travels with that lantern, and inside that lantern is a single light. Very much the opposite of that Queen of Wands energy. You know, you have all this darkness and a little bit of light. You have all this light, a little bit of darkness. So here you are dealing with the polarities and duality of life. You're working with the light to shine. You're working with the light to tame your shadow. You work with the shadow to find new light, etc. So here, by traveling through those darker parts of yourself, it is meant for this reason, to help you find truth about who you are, what is meant for you, etc. So I think that is ultimately the big life lesson that I see from any type of shadow work you've been facing, any type of really hard, emotional, big feeling circumstances you may have been going through, all that type of stuff. Four of Cups here as well. I have a feeling as you are going through this healing process on that emotional level and you are contemplating all these different cups that you are dealing with, the universe is going to give you that fourth cup. It's going to give you a new cup of a surprise, some type of opportunity. It could be love, which I will touch upon soon. But here, it could be a love offer or something that just gives you big emotional fulfillment from this process, whether it be healing of self-love or possible love in the future with someone else. Because I say that because we got the Knight of Cups here as well. So here, it's almost saying, by reframing any type of emotional pain from the past, any trauma, etc., you can find, someone who's willing to give you this cup of joy, this cup of love. And maybe you also can learn from that self-healing as well to be this person as also, to learn, what can I give to other people? What can I give to my future partner? And also, who is willing of this? Who's willing and deserving of this cup? Who is willing and deserving of my love and attention and energy? So here I have a feeling for a lot of you, whether that shadow, that devil card, whether it be a breakup, whether it be a separation of some kind, anything like that. I think a lot of you, if this does resonate, have done the work to really help yourself, to really pick yourself up and do that work. And now it's just the emotional fine-tuning. It's understanding, what is it that I do want? What is it that I can give my partner? Where do I lack? how can I express that to them? You know, all that type of stuff. And then you will be ready to receive that next cup. It's funny, I see it right here. This is how it landed, actually. You know, that emotional cup from that Four of Cups right there from the universe, same direction as that Knight of Cups here, talking about new love offer, something emotionally fulfilling. So keep that in mind if that does resonate with you guys. Let's pull out some more cards for clarification and see what we got. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Love it when it just, okay, so right next to that Devil card, same vibe. We got the Moon card. You had to go through that dark night of the soul. You had to go through much fear, complication, doubt, confusion, any of that stuff, you know, to really come to this Moon moment where you find your light at the end of the tunnel. You get to connect with your subconscious on your subconscious level of what you need, very much that that shadow dark energy, but then you also find new light, new intuition, new wisdom from it. That dark night of the soul, talking about the Hermit. So again, this Moon energy, all of it is to really face your shadow, which I think a lot of you have or are doing right now, and you really are getting close to that point where you are emotionally healing yourself, ready for a new relationship, ready for self-love as well. Even more so, we got the eight. We got the eight. Yep, the Eight of Cups right here. More cups for you. This is a very emotional reading, and we also get that Moon in the background as well. Again, it's called, this one, it says abandoned success. So here it's saying, you know, with that shadow energy of the Devil, it's saying maybe you did feel a lot of fulfillment in a past relationship or something else where you were emotionally invested or tied to. Whatever it could be even a job, could be a family member, whatever, you know, with your family, or it doesn't matter, you know, you just could be emotionally invested very deeply into something where you eventually had to realize this was not for me anymore. You know, you had to separate ties and leave it behind. So here it's abandoned success. Yes, there was success in the past, and yes, it's going to hurt when you abandon it, when you realize that it is not for you anymore. So by abandoning it, though, you are learning who you are now in this moment, in the present moment, and what it is that you need now to make you feel true success, you know, where you're not missing anything, where the picture is complete, you know, and you could feel that true fulfillment from anything that you may have tried to do from the past. In the even more so, we got the Ten of Wands. So here it says oppression. You know, I think this is very much that Devil card, also in line with the Hermit. I think this might be something for you to consider in terms of something from your shadow. You know, where do you feel oppressed? Where do you feel like you have all this weight on your shoulders? Where do you feel the heaviest? You know, if it's in your heart, if it's in relationships, that is where you need to dive in deep. That is where you need to relieve that weight, relieve that pain in a certain sense, because that is the root, you know, of it. That is where you need to dig up that root and to release it from your body, to let it go. So that's something to consider there. And that 10, I love seeing a 10 in any of the tarot because it shows an ending of a cycle, a completion of some kind. So I think by doing that, going to the root of where that pain is, you can really start to make true headway in terms of emotional healing. Let's pull out more cards, some life lessons. Okay, yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah, okay. First of all, let it go. As I said before, if this is an emotional journey, emotional healing for you guys, especially from past love or past hurt, it's time to let it go. That Devil card is, you're facing it because you want to let it go. You know, you're facing it because you are ready to let it go in a certain sense. You understand that this pain, any type of hardship is no longer worth holding on to. And you have been focusing on yourself so much that the fact that you are wanting to make yourself healed for yourself and for future love. So here, I think that's a bit important lesson here, is saying to let it go, and it's okay to let it go. And it's saying it's time to let it go, which is awesome. Grounding. As I said, seeing all those pentacles, like, you know, the Knight and the Seven of Pentacles, doing the work on yourself, working on just yourself, not going out and spreading your energy any further than you need to. Grounding yourself in yourself. You know, that's pretty much it. You are trying to get center and oneness with yourself by healing, which is wonderful. So you're starting to find new stability in a certain sense. You're starting to build a new foundation where you can just be yourself and be grounded in reality. No longer drawn to the past or worries of the future. You're grounding yourself in your present moment. Love that. And finally, manifestation. Love seeing this, especially if there is new opportunity, if you want to make yourself available for new opportunities of emotional fulfillment. By doing this healing, you are manifesting this into your life. You know, by loving yourself, you are manifesting love into your life. And that could come as external love, a partner, a future love interest, anything that can give you emotional fulfillment. So in terms of that, by letting go of past things, grounding yourself in your present moment, you are manifesting and getting the correct frequency of healing so you can manifest love into your life and also healing. We also got honesty. I love this because it's just saying, as you're facing like really dark parts of yourself, like we always do, especially with that devil card, it's really saying to yourself, can I face this? Can I look at myself truly, completely, at all this hurt and all this pain and be honest with myself? Am I going to cower and run away because it's fearful and scary, or am I going to face it because I have to make peace within myself? So here is I think this whole process is talking about being very honest with yourself, you know, in terms of what you want, what makes you, where are your triggers? What is the shadow? You know, really understanding your shadow and not judging your shadow, not at all, but being honest with yourself, saying, you know, this is where I may be lacking, you know, and I'm working on it. This is where, you know, I could be a little toxic and triggered sometimes. I can be that way too. You know, everyone has that degree and capability of doing so, but it doesn't mean that we have to, that's always going to be that way. You know, we have to heal and we change and we're aware of it, and we can make better decisions when we are faced with that shadow parts of ourselves. So there is being very honest with yourself with this healing journey, and that takes a lot of courage. That takes a lot of balls to do so, because a lot of people would rather repress or forget or not acknowledge those parts of ourselves. But for some of you, if this does resonate, by getting in touch with your shadow, you are being very honest with yourself, and that is wonderful. That is healing. So that's kind of what I see for some of you Gemini out there for the month of, or for the end of December. A lot of healing for you, a lot of potential love coming your way by completing and doing this healing, by facing your shadow, all of that stuff, as I said before. So again, if this did resonate with you, make sure to hit that like button. Leave me a comment. I love hearing your guys' comments, and consider subscribing as well if you haven't. Other than that, that's all I got for you right now. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.